noon yet? Almost. Good afternoon, Mankato. The leaders from the House and the Senate are traveling around the state today, and we're talking about a message, and we think there's a pretty clear distinction that we need to make for the people of Minnesota. Session wrapped up officially last night at midnight, May 23rd, 11:59. Session was adjourned, and for several days now, the governor has had on his desk a completed budget, a budget that reflects from the Republican, the majority side, priorities and reforms and the things that we talked about on the campaign trail. We talked to people about private sector job growth, and we know that the most important thing for job creators in the state is that the state government get their fiscal house in order, and that was done. This budget lives within our means. We do not raise any taxes. And it's also chock full of what we talked about. The third kind of thing was about government reform. It's not just about cutting spending, and it's not just about raising taxes. It's about doing things better, more efficiently, making government more user-friendly. And that is what is in our budget. Speaker?
Sure. And the one thing that we focused on is not just the budget for the next 2 years. It's about keeping Minnesota competitive for the next generation. You look at, we were asked not too long ago, what's changed since January between you and the governor in the debate. And actually what has happened around us is states that had budget deficits, throw North Dakota out because they have a surplus. But you look at our surrounding states, the Dakotas, Iowa, Wisconsin, not only are they not raising taxes to balance their budget, but they're reducing their tax burden. When you're an outlier when it comes to either tax policy or regulation, that's bad for your competitiveness, not only in the upper Midwest, but across the country. So we wanted to make sure that to maintain Minnesota's competitiveness, not just for today and the next 2-year budget that we put together, but for our next generation of entrepreneurs. You know, the kids that are going to graduate from college in the next 10 years aren't going to look at North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa. They're going to look and see if maybe I should move my business to India or Ireland or maybe down to Brazil because I prefer the climate down there and I can really get a good grade on property and the regulations. So we need to make sure that our state's competitive, not just for 2 years, but for that next generation. We think the budget we put together does that. As the senator said, it is chock full of reforms, changing the way government actually does business, and some generational changes when it comes to education policy that I think Amy did the actual quotation is 99.4% of the way to the governor's number on that issue. So an education reform bill that we hope still today he'll have a chance still to sign it. He'll take that opportunity to sign a really great bill with a lot of reforms that will change the way our kids learn for the next generation.